Okay. So in a standard English, very, really, etc. are chosen to emphasize something good. Now, the next one is also very common. You can get connect to your own experience with this. How do you do? We often say, right? How do you do? When we meet some person, and we want to know how are they, we ask queries about their well-being. So we often ask how do you do, but actually it should be how are you. In standard English it is used only you meet the person for the first time, and in the subsequent meetings it is more appropriate to say how are you. That means, suppose you are going to meet a person for the first time. Okay, you never met before that person, so you can say how do you do. But in the subsequent meetings, that means you have met that person before so many times, so not for the first time you are going to meet, then you should say how are you. And if you are going to meet that person for the first time, then you can say how do you do. Okay. And what we do, the Indian speakers of English, the Indian speakers of English, we often say how do you do. Whether we are going for whether we are going to meet the person for the first time or subsequent meetings, whatever, we often say how do you do. No, for the first time we should say how do you do, and in the subsequent meetings we should say how are you. Okay. Now, the next one. Again, I am saying that whatever I have written, Indian English and Standard English, it's not that what we use, the Indian native speakers of India, these are not incorrect actually. But if we want to follow Standard English usage, so we should say like this, that I have mentioned here, pin drop silence. Okay, if we use pin drop silence, it is not incorrect. Okay, but if we want to follow standard English, we should say complete silence, not pin drop silence. Okay, pin drop silence is not incorrect, but if we want to follow standard English usage, so we should say. Okay. So pin drop silence, when we say pin drop silence, what do we want to mean? We want to mean complete silence, right? No noise is there, complete silence or perfect silence. Then we say pin drop silence. And native speakers of English, they always say complete silence or perfect silence. They never use pin drop silence. This is our creation, that means Indian speakers. Pin drop silence. Well, the next one, purchase. Do you use this word purchase in your daily life? At first tell me. I know you do.
Both use, ma'am. Purchase
Yes.
and buy.
Like, give an example. We all use this word in our daily life. Give an example, Abid.
Yes, ma'am. When going to market to buy a book, on that time, and sometimes we use purchase and buy.
Okay.
Both are used.
Both. Okay. Good one. Yes. Sometimes we use purchase and sometimes we use buy. Right. We think that purchase and buy carry the same meaning. Right. There is no difference between purchase and buy. We think that. So that's why sometimes we use purchase and sometimes we use buy. But actually there is a difference. What's the difference? We will discuss. Actually, purchase is used for some elaborate or formal type of buying, something very expensive. Okay. And buy is used when buy is used for something not very expensive, and purchase is used for some expensive things, like suppose very expensive, we can say gold jewelry, very expensive, so we can say yes, I am going to purchase some gold jewelry. Okay, but we can't say that I am going to purchase some bread, I am going to purchase a pen, I am going to purchase a book. No, we should say I am going to buy a book, I am going to buy a pen. But if we go to buy something very expensive, then we can use the word purchase. Okay, I am going to purchase some gold jewelry, or I am going to purchase a car. Okay, something very expensive. Now, a tight slap. See, I will give you a tight slap on your cheek if you say that again. We, the Indian speakers, often say that I will give you a tight slap, right? Tight slap, this phrase is used by Indian speakers. And hard slap, this phrase is used by native speakers of English. Okay, so if we want to follow native speakers of English, we should say hard slap, not tight slap. Okay. Next, colony and locality. Okay. So, do you use this word colony? Tell me. Do you use the word colony in your daily life?
Yes, ma'am.
Give me an example.
Ma'am, where I live, ma'am, uh, when postman come for deliver the courier, then I say my address to
Okay.
पहुंचाने.
Okay. Okay. So,
But ma'am, locality include
locality.
colony, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So, um, when we use colony, actually we mean address, right? So we say that yes, the postman came to our locality to deliver the courier, right? So actually we mean address to our locality, right? So we should rather use locality instead of colony, but actually colony refers to a locality where people involved in the same profession. Okay, maybe we are living in a place where all the people are not engaged in the same profession, right? Maybe some people are teacher, some people are doctor, some are businessmen, okay, some are workers. Okay, so colony refers to a locality where all the people involved in the same profession. Okay, like let me give you an example. The doctor's colony. Okay, if we say the doctor's colony, that means a place where all the doctors are living there, right? So we can say the doctor's colony. That means a place where all the people are doctors, right? But if we live in a place where the people are engaged in different profession, then we can't say these are colony. Okay, so we should say a locality. If we want to suggest residential area, then we should say locality, not colony. Okay. Now, the next one, receive and meet or bring home. Well, this is also very interesting, and we often do this mistake. Receive, meet home. Well, don't you say that I am going to bus stand to receive my friend, I am going to bus stand to receive my parents, I am going to bus stand to receive my relative? Don't you say? Yes or no? Say.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, right. So we often say, all of us, most of us, not all of us, most of us, we often use this word receive, right? I am going to bus stand, I am going to station to receive my friend, I am going to bus stand to receive my brother or sister. We use this word, but actually, when we receive someone, formally, that should be a grand welcome, suppose with some garlands and all. So if we receive someone formally, very grand, there should be a very grand welcome, then we can say receive. And suppose I'm going to bus stand to receive my friend or some relative or brother or sister, then we should say bring home. I am going to bus stand to bring home my relative, I am going to bus stand to bring home my sister or brother. And suppose someone is coming from a foreign country, okay, and then officially some representative of our country is going to welcome that foreigner, then we can say receive, right? Representative from our country will go to receive that person, so there should be a grand welcome, then we can use the word receive. So next time, if you use the word receive, you should use the word bring home, okay. So you should rather say I am going to bus stand to bring home my relative. The next one, footpath. Yes, this is also a very common word, right? Road for vehicles and footpath for pedestrians. Yes, we the Indian speakers use footpath for pedestrians, right? And the native speakers of English, they use pavement, not footpath. They never use the word footpath, they always use pavement. Road for vehicles and pavement for pedestrians. Okay, the next one, is get down. Okay, in standard English usage, the expression getting off is likely to be preferred to getting down. Like, I am going to get off at the next station. That means, who is laughing? Yes, Rahul? Rahul, why are you laughing? Okay. So, we the Indian speakers use the phrasal verb get off we the Indian speakers use the phrasal verb get down. So we should use get off when we want to mean get down. That means I'm going to get off at the next station. So how the Indian speakers speak? I'm going to get down at the next station. No, I'm going to get off at the next station, not get down. Now, time is over. Time is over. This is how we, the Indian speakers, speak. But the appropriate phrase is time is up, not time is over. Stop writing, time is up. Okay, card jokes. Many people say card jokes.